Hi, I'm Mrs. Powmore and this is Art at Home. Now this lesson is for my slightly older students, so my middle and senior students who want a challenge, because we're going to learn to draw with 1 point perspective. So you are going to need a pencil and a ruler and some paper, and I'm going to teach you some simple techniques, but it can be a little bit technical and a little bit challenging. So if you're younger, this lesson probably isn't for you yet, but there's plenty of other lessons on my channel. Okay, one of the first things that you need to learn about when you're doing 1 point perspective is something called the vanishing point. So in this drawing, the vanishing point is going to be in the middle of your page, and it's really just a dot. And it's a dot that all lines lead back to. So we're going to do a simple building drawing. So just to start with, I'm going to draw 4 simple lines. Now these lines need to be either vertical or horizontal, in line with the edges of your paper. Doesn't matter how far away they are from the vanishing point. Okay, so I've just done 4 simple lines, 2 verticals, 2 horizontals. They're in line with the edge of the paper either way. Okay, now what we want to do is from the vanishing point to the corner of that line, we want to line it up and just draw a simple line going down to the edge of your page. Again here on this side, line up the point from here. We don't draw until we get to the edge of your line and drawing out. Going around, we do the same thing with all the others. This is called 1 point perspective because all of the lines go back to 1 point. Okay, now with this simple drawing, what I want you to imagine is that you're standing on a city street looking up at the sky. So I'm going to draw some clouds. Probably shouldn't have drawn a line because we're not drawing baby clouds anymore. Draw some clouds through here, clouds through here, clouds through here. Okay, so what I want you to think about here is that we are actually looking up at the sky. Now, to draw the windows of the buildings, say we have 2 sets of windows on each side of the building. Now the rule is you must keep your ruler vertical for the tops of the 2 windows, your first. Then you do exactly what you did before. You line up the edge of the line with the vanishing point. And you just draw a little part of that window. Now draw it light until you get it right. Make sure it's lined up. Okay, again, we need to be vertical, so checking with the edge of your paper. Going along here. Now, what you can do now is do your next row of windows. So if you wanted to put in a little light line going down here, down from here, down from here, from here. And then you can make sure your tendency might be to angle your ruler, but you need to keep it exactly horizontal with the edge of your paper. And then the bottom of the windows. Now, obviously, well, might not be obvious, but as the windows get close to you, they're going to get bigger. So rather than leaving this gap here, we'll take the windows down a little bit longer as they would be if you were looking up. So things get smaller as they move away from you and get bigger as they, just like my hand is further away, it looks smaller. And if I lift it up closer to you, it looks a lot bigger. Moving away, it gets smaller. So just like this. Then you can use your rubber to rub out the lines in between. So drawing it light. And I'm just going to go ahead and finish these lines. So again, I'm going to draw where I want my top row of windows to be, here and here. And I'm going to start with those lines. Now this time, because you know what you're doing, you can actually draw a really light line going all the way down to the edge of the page. Then you can just rub them out when you've got your different window. Now remember, these windows are on the side. There's the edge there. So our ruler needs to be in line with this edge, perfect vertical. So here I'm going to stop my first windows here. Make a little gap. All the while keeping my ruler exactly straight with the edge there. This, and I can rub out the little guidelines in between. Okay, I'll go a finish, and then I'm going to colour in the background blue so it looks like a sky, and you'll get a bit more an idea of that perspective. So here I've added some blue sky, some black in the buildings, some little reflective squiggles here to make the windows look like glass. You could add in as much detail as you want. And if you're interested in expanding this is an example of another YouTube tutorial by somebody else. So you can have a search for 1 point perspective looking up, and you'll get some other cool examples of how you could stretch and explore this idea and create it into your own artwork. This piece here, instead of buildings, they've used trees, but you can still see the vanishing point is in the middle where they've drawn the small bird. And this one they've added colour, and they've made the vanishing point slightly off centre so that it creates more interest. So stretch and explore, have fun, don't get too frustrated. It is a difficult technique to learn, but have fun, guys.